Hi, this is Ponce Preserve, and we're here to see the Green Mound State Archaeological Site, as well as the nature, flora, and fauna that this park has. So come join us.
Okay, and this is interesting. These are replicas of the owl totems that were found at Pontoon Island State Park. Okay, and so we're leaving the parking lot and we are heading to Green Mound. Nice magnolia here on the right. Give you a close-up of the leaves. Beautiful canopy of oaks. And this is our historic marker for the Green Mound State Archaeological Site. And it's one of the best preserved, last remaining shell mounds in the region. A lot of them were dug up and used for roads and fill-ins. So this began with the St. John's period. Up until 1565 was when the A's Indians became sick and most of them died off. So very historic place. In this trail you can see a lot of live oak canopies above us. It's a little bit of a scrubbish oaks too, but very beautiful the way the branches intertwine. There's another view right here, closer up. Okay, I'm not going to stop to do that. Okay, this is wild coffee. I'm going to show you some of the shell fragments here, and we'll be seeing a lot of that. These shells were harvested by the A's Indians about 500, 600 years ago. And here's another patch of the wild coffee. With its distinctive ridges in the leaves. It just looks so healthy. We continue to make our way uphill. Okay, this is called the Green Mound Live Oak, and is a designated historic tree. And there's people living in it right now. It's not a very tall tree, but the base is extremely thick.
It's very
pretty
nice climbable tree.
Was it? It's pretty nice.
Pretty comfy. It's a 10 tree.
We have an open area. And something very unique. Hi, this is not the cabbage palm that we usually see. This is called a campestre palm. It's a lighter colored leaf. And you don't see that on the trails very often. More over here on the right and the left. Yeah, I've never seen this many. I've never seen them on a trail before, actually. This is a huge grove of campestre palms. It's probably only grows on the barrier islands, because inland I never see it. But it's very plentiful here. A lot of scrub oak. Wow. It's a huge grove of campestre palms right here. And there's the tower. We're going to hike up there in just a few minutes. Something else I see a little bit beyond there, that red flower is called a coral bean. And then there's more right here on this tree. So it's very beautiful. Campestre palms and coral bean. This area is my favorite natural site at Ponce Preserve. But on to Green Mound, the real reason that we're here. You could barely see it, but the ocean is in the foreground. And I'll zoom in. Beautiful landscape beneath us. Lots of trails. And it seems like we've been skirting the side of the mound. We're going to try to walk directly to it next, to the summit. And here's some close-ups of the coral bean. Beautiful flower. And hopefully we'll be getting higher ground as we go. This green mound is very extensive. And it seems like we are walking on the inside perimeter of it. Here's a view of what appears to be some of the higher points of the mound. And here we're going to be heading downhill again to the base. Now we're heading back. This is the western side of the mound. And there is a trail that heads straight up to the top of the mound, and that's what we're looking for. We should be coming upon that soon. And here are some more close-ups of the coral bean. And we're lucky to catch this as it's coming into bloom. This is a historic oak tree. Another very large and extensive oak tree. The bases are so thick on some of these. Yeah, this shrub is identified. It is known as Simpson's stopper. Very rich green leaves. And we're heading up on the trail again, which means we're getting deeper into the shell mound. And up ahead, looks like it's getting to the highest point. Yeah, in fact it is. And the trail just skirts underneath it. But we're going to take a look at this. It's at least 20 feet above, maybe 25 feet above where I am. And these look like oyster shells up ahead. I'm going to zoom in on them. I'm not going to walk. So, some exposed oyster shells. And then on the trail itself, there's a lot of shell fragments. And these shells, some of them are oyster, a lot of it is oyster actually. And this whole mound is composed of dirt and shells and probably other animal bone materials. But the shells have persisted a long time. So very fascinating that these were last touched by A's Indians 500–600 years ago. Now there is a path that heads up this area. It's very steep. Very tight squeeze for me. I'm 6'4". Okay. Now this is fascinating. We're at the very top. Looking down. I'll show some more shell fragments. Okay, and this path goes up a little bit more. And this is the very top. You can see this outcrop of oak from all around. And it is very steep from here. It might be 40 feet down. Now it's because of this clump of oaks, there is no view from on top, but I'm sure that the river can be seen from here. All right, we're going to continue on. Wow, it just doesn't cease to amaze. These oaks are just so tremendous. It's like they just curl around. They're narrow branches, but they just amazing. Okay, from here we're coming down. And these, I believe, are legitimate paths. There were no signs saying otherwise. They've been well used. Of course, we stayed to the path and to take a look going back up again. It's hard to tell on video, but this is about a 20-foot rise right here. This is another shrub that's identified, pipestem fetterbush. And it does produce berries. There's a close-up of some of the berries. Purplish color. Some of them are not yet ripe. Right here we're passing through a mini grove of sable palm, also known as cabbage palm. Oh wow. This is another amazing historic tree. It looks like it's the base is here on the left, and the branches go up and down and then up again a little bit. Let me get underneath this thing. All right, this has the most beautiful oak trees I've ever seen in any park that I've been to. That's to the side of the path. It's a big stretch of shells. We're kind of still skirting the base right now on our way back. But awesome when you can see the exposed shells. And it's 30-40 feet of them to the top. And that completes the circuit and the summit of Green Mound. All right, before I leave, I have to climb this monster. And I'm going to try to do it holding onto my camera. All right, so the easiest way is to step here. All right, I'm going to have to let go of the camera for a minute. All right, I did make it up. Just in case you were wondering, this tree, these live oaks can handle massive amounts of weight. They used to, the British used to build warships out of this live oak, like old Ironsides. Okay. That was worth it. Got some cardinals here. Okay, and the park also includes a segment where we can head out to the river, the salt marshes. This here would be a kayak launch. Lots of mangroves and probably amazing mangrove tunnels throughout this whole vicinity. So we're gonna head out further on the boardwalk and see where it takes us. Hopefully a nice view of the intercoastal river. And very swampy here. You can see all this root system in the swamp. This is an extensive boardwalk. gonna pause here and take a look at these salt marshes. It's very damp in there, and sometimes you can see a glimmer of sun in the water. All right. They put a lot into this boardwalk. Apparently it's about a half a mile long. Hoping to see some exotic birds. That's one of the draws of the marshes and the rivers in Florida. Is see lots of egrets and ibis, herons, and all sorts of varieties. All right, we're going to pause here. Oh, nice tributary here. Again, another kayak or canoe launch. And up close view of the mangroves. And there would be a jungle out there. It's probably one of the best places to kayak in Florida. We're going to continue on. Through the mangroves. This is a real treat, because usually the only way to go through mangroves is on a kayak. But out here, we're above the water and enjoying the same views. Here's some more mangrove roots, which I have never seen before. I say same view, but kayakers actually get to go underneath, and that's the amazing part. So we're looking at the green leaves face to face, but they're underneath that in the shade in tunnels. And I haven't done it myself. I plan on kayaking. This would be a great place to go. Okay. A little bit lower level. Got a good vista here. It's just very expansive. These mangroves go on forever. Now, all the way in the distance, you can see that mound there. That is Green Mound. And that's what we climbed earlier. So it's very significant. Early sailors would have noticed this and charted it. It really stands out high above everything else in the area. And it's one of the most significant and largest shell mounds in Florida. And this is the end of the path, and this is indeed the Intercoastal Waterway, the Indian River.
sorry.
Sorry. And this is the edge of the mangroves. Don't see any alligators today. I get a look at the river. There's one wading bird out there. All by itself. And beautiful river boating. Get lots of dolphins out here. I don't see any today. And again, this is the other side of the edge of the mangroves that we walk through. Well, this completes our journey to Spruce Creek Preserve, and if you enjoyed this hike with us, please click like and subscribe to my channel, and we will see you on the next adventure.